am Princess Kayla H. Sinhai from Bachelor's of Secondary Education major in English here at Cebu Technological University, Dinao campus. Have you ever been working your entire life, devoting your life to work for your family, specifically for your mother, for your father, and for your sister? Because if yes, this story that I am about to tell you is perfectly made for you. This is The Metamorphosis, written by Franz Kafka. Grigor Samsa is a workaholic man. He is devoting all his life for work. One day, he woke up in bed strangely because he turned into a gigantic insect. He can't even identify himself. And because of the thought that it might be a dream, he slept again, and when he woke up, everything was still intact. The bed, the furniture, and even his unknown identity, which is he became a gigantic insect. And then he tried to roll up to bed because he's already late for work. So he tried his hardest to open the door, but he really can't because he don't have any hands and he only has legs. His parents were already knocking because he was already late. And to his shock, his manager was waiting for him outside and shouting because he was acting poor lately. His performance in his work was really poor, and his manager even said that he might endanger his work. So he tried his hardest and he used his mouth so the door opened. Everyone was terrified by the view because Grigor just turned into an insect. Then, when he went outside, his manager got shocked, so he ran. And he attempted to run to ask for an apology to his boss, but his father dragged his legs and shoved him back to his bed, so he became severely injured, and his mother even fainted. The next day, Grigor's sister Greet prepared milk and bread and put it on the ground. So when Grigor woke up, when he saw the bread and the milk, he immediately rushed there because he's very hungry. But just the sight of that kind of food makes him lost his appetite. So he just crawled back to bed and listened to the noise of the apartment. The next morning, his sister Greet went to Grigor's bedroom, only to see that the food she prepared for him was untouched. Instead, his sister Greet brings him scrap food that he happily ate. So that cycle continued wherein Greet will bring food to his bedroom and clean his room, and then he will just hide under the couch because of the thought that Greet might be afraid looking at his appearance. Grigor starting to explore his body. He started crawling at the wall, at the ceiling, and Greet wanted to help, so he removed all the furniture in his bedroom so he could freely crawl, without knowing that Grigor doesn't like the idea of removing those stuffs because it would remind him that he was once like them, a human being. The next day, his mother helped Greet removing the furnitures and the paintings. And when they were about to remove the painting of a girl, Grigor suddenly crawled near them, and her mother was shocked, so he almost fainted. And when his father saw that Grigor was crawling to his mother, he thought that Grigor was gonna attack his mother, so he got an apple and threw it for Grigor's back. And one apple stuck in his back, causing him severely injured. So he ran towards his bed, under the couch, and hid. They started to accept 3 boarders because of the thought that they would run out of money. They really need money because they will look after Grigor because Grigor can't make money anymore since he already turned into an insect. They accepted 3 boarders. So later that night, when the boarders got bored, Greet started to play the violin. So the 3 boarders gathered around to listen. And Grigor really loved when his sister Greet played the violin, so he also come near crawling, and then the 3 boarders saw him. So when they saw him, they were very terrified, though they ran out the building and they wasn't able to pay for staying in the place. Greet got mad for what happened, and Grigor also felt sad, so he went back to his room and hid under the bed. He was eavesdropping, not really eavesdropping, because he was able to hear what his family was talking. Reed says to his parents that they want to get rid of Grigor because they can't live the life they want if Grigor is really crawling around, having around, because it will be their obligation since Grigor can't make a living anymore. So they wanted to get rid of Grigor. Then later that day, when they were about to check on Grigor, Grigor was already dead, lying. It was very tragic because he was very kind when he was still a human. So after they found out that Grigor died, his parents asked someone to clean up Grigor's body, to treat Grigor's body, and then they left the place and traveled to another place for them to start a new life, for Greed to have someone whom he can marry. So the ending of the story was very sad because Grigor really died when to think he offered and rendered his life for working. I mean, he even sacrificed his own happiness. He can even live the life he wants because of the thought that he wanted his parents to live the life they deserve. So what I've learned in that story is that don't really give your all. I mean, it's okay. It's really okay to let your parents live the life they deserve because it gives satisfaction, especially to us children, when we can help and allow our parents to live the life they really wanted. But the fact that when you feel hopeless and there are times wherein you can't really contribute something, society really, it's very sad that society really abandons you, especially your parents, because you feel useless and you can't really contribute anything in the house. It's just really sad. So to all the breadwinners out there, to all the people who are working all their lives for their parents, for their family, I hope all of you are doing well. And just keep fighting and always take good care of yourself. You are loved. Thank you, and once again, I am Princess Kayla H. Tanhai from Bachelor's of Secondary Education, major in English. Adios!